There we go. That's enough of that for now. I'll just to tune that up. Hello, everybody. How you doing? I'm back again. Hello, Mum. First a comment. Hiya, Sam. Mini Humbies for the win. I do agree entirely. Hello, Charlotte. Hello, Ruth, Julian, and Jenna. I'm assuming watching at some point. Hello, Jack. And there's again a translation, which apparently translated means bye, 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 bye. Nice translation. Do that one yourself. The force is strong with this one. Right. So let me tune that up. You might have noticed, if you were very observant, that the E string went completely flat during that little solo. That was a jam on another YouTube jam backing track I found by who's this by? Elevated Jam Tracks. They all sound really good, actually. I've got a couple of these queued up, ready to go, and Elevated Jam Tracks. I would recommend if you're looking for some decent quality backing tracks to jam over. Hello, Sarah. How you doing? How's the guitar practice going? Right, get this microphone a bit closer. Right, hopefully we're all okay, keeping safe and happy. Right, so today, slight change of my schedule. I had planned to do a different guitar today. I'd planned to do my Westone Pantera, but if you've been following up on the Facebook posts, unfortunately, I picked it out of the case to find that the bridge had broken. The old sort of very sort of like retro 80s Carla or Kayla, whatever you want to say. The sort of tremolo system. Yes, I'm going to talk about my secret hole, Sam. Don't worry, I won't forget that. So yeah, my Western Pantera unfortunately died on me. I'll tell you what, I'll show you, because I do love the Pantera. It's a very nice guitar, and I had planned to do some Gary Moore and some Satriani and some sort of whammy bar stuff. And here it is. Here's the guitar that I was going to do. Going at manage a G and C one finger chord last night. Oh, well done. You're getting there then. That's a few more days and you'll know as much as I know. So basically that's my Pantera. But if you look very closely, you'll see that the bridge here snapped off just down here. So the bit that holds the string has just broken. And to be fair, it's what's this, 1985 or something like that. So a few years old now. So likely to have a few problems. I've had to replace the locking nuts and replace the input so far. Now it's going to have to be that, but that'll get fixed, and I'll be showing you all about that at some point. But that's the one I did have planned for today. But I went to backup plan, which was my Gibson SG, kindly sold to me by Sam Atkins a while ago now. We swapped it, or did we? I can't remember whether we actually swapped it for I might have swapped it for a Gibson Melody Maker rather than bought it. Being a poor musician, you generally have to swap things. So this is the result of as I remember, a swap with another old guitar. I think it was a 63 Melody Maker. This is a 73 Gibson SG Special. And this is, if you like, this was like the budget end, I suppose, of the Gibson SGs. And you can generally tell the budget because there's no binding on the neck. It's got mini humbuckers, and generally is incredibly light. It's like a toy guitar almost. It doesn't seem, in some respects, when I'm playing, it feels thin. It feels like a very thin guitar in comparison. I think I'm right. It might have been for something else, but I'm pretty sure that we ended up swapping something for this, and it sounds like, as I remember, it was something to the, if you like, a comparable value. So I believe it was that 63 Melody Maker, the Sunburst one that I did have. It was as I remember, it was an incredibly good nick, way better nick than this one. But to be honest, this one has had a lot more use than that Melody Maker. This one gets quite a ton of use at home. I've used it for the odd gig here and there, but yeah, this one is one I can actually use. For a start, it's got front and back pickup. There's a few interesting things about this particular guitar. as I say, it's sort of more of a student-ish guitar. It's got mini buckers rather than P90s. You can actually fit P90s in these slots, but I've chosen to stick with the mini buckers. It has had a neck break. I'll show you that. You can probably see where just right at the neck where the tint sort of goes differently. That was snapped and repaired fairly well. And it's held in place. Doesn't feel sort of dodgy at all. Original tuners, I think. And there's a serial number stamped in at the back. The fact that it's stamped and it has a made in USA sort of imprinted into the back of the headstock sort of means you can date it fairly accurately within the sort of early 70s, but not absolutely to 1973. But it's definitely of that era, the early 70s. So I think Ollie actually sort of helped me out with the dating of that one. But it's pretty in used condition. The neck's got a lot of sort of lacquer missing from it, and this bit in particular, you can see that looks like someone's worn a very violent seeming belt there while they've been playing. Probably a bullet belt or something, because half of that's been scraped off at the back there. I wouldn't have thought it was Sam Atkins. I don't imagine he has this a large amount of studded belts in his collection. So I imagine this probably looked like that before he owned it. So there's another couple of interesting points. As I say, it's been broken. There's a couple of mods there. Someone's put just there. It looks like they've tried a switch in there. So there's a hole in there that's been replaced later on with something else. Don't know exactly what that was. I think the knobs and switches all original. I think all of these had a white knob on them, and I think everything else is pretty much original. The only thing that isn't is quite odd on the guitar. Let's see if I can find a screwdriver and show you. So basically, the interesting thing about this one is that there's only 4 screws. No, that's not going to fit. There's only 4 screws holding the scratch plate on, so I'm just going to take them off and show you the interesting little thing. When I got it off Sam, I do as I normally do when I buy a guitar, and took it to bits completely and found this little, what we like to think of in way before 9/11 and radars in radars. What am I talking about? X-rays in airports. I'm sure they have got radars in airports, to be fair. And found this little thing. So my interesting little hole, as they say. It's what I assume was a smuggler's cavity, made for I think the transportation of should we say questionable substances on planes and abroad in general. So I imagine that's probably just a little stash made to hide away a little bit of weed here and there. So I can't imagine any other reason why that would be there. So I'm assuming that that's definitely something to store weed or some other happy little substance for someone to keep them occupied to while away the time in between shows on tour somewhere. So that's basically the if you like, the little surprise in the SG. It's perfect for taking. Well, it was perfect for taking aboard. I wouldn't chance it these days if I were you. What with the fact that everything that goes through the X-ray, and then they can see exactly what's in your guitar. The fact that I've been stopped many a time because my pedal board seems to look like a bomb. At one point, I think they even had like a little timer on it just for sort of gigs and make sure that I didn't play over half an hour. And I was stopped, and they looked at it very strangely, thinking that it was it was an odd thing to have in my bag. So let's have a little look at the sounds of this particular guitar. I'll get a clean sound going. Now, the thing is with this guitar, I have to say, it's actually got it's a really, really great sound. Most of my guitars sound nice to some degree, otherwise I wouldn't own them. But this one has got a really distinct tone. Sam bought the guitar off an old guy who was in a Who tribute band. Well, there you go. He was undoubtedly a bit of a groovester there, Sam. So basically, this is, as I say, it's just got a really distinctive sound. I'm not normally into sort of Gibsons and humbucker sounds, but this one has a real bright sound for a humbucker. So it sounds very much like just a powerful Strat pickup, or indeed maybe a P90. So it's a nice, there's a really nice top end, a nice fatness to it. So the front pickup is a real sort of, how should we put it, a real secret weapon. I'm not normally very keen on the front pickups of SGs because I think they're in the wrong place. Nice one, Sam. Hello, James. So there's just the right amount of brightness and depth. So it sounds more stratty, to be honest, than anything else. The back pickup is a bit of a weird one because it's quite a weak back pickup. I normally have sort of more powerful ones, but to be honest, I've never found anyone who so far can rewind these things to more powerful spec because they're mini buckers. Bare knuckle, for example, haven't got the kit to sort of change them. Just noticed that bridge cover. My bridge thing is out the wrong way. I need to turn that around. So the back pickup is actually quite a weak sounding pickup. So again, it's like twangy, a bit like a Telecaster. And it's very, very toppy as well. Actually, the tone on the back pickup is turned down to literally 2. So instead of being at 10 where it normally would be. Oh, I'll see you about that, Ollie. So that's on 2. If I turn that right the way up, open wide. It's very, very twangy. The in-between tones are pretty cool as well. This is the clean sound. Sheila, did the relatively thin body originally compromise the resonance much? Sounds okay to me, but it's down to your changes. I really didn't make any changes to the guitar, but I think, to be honest, the thinness of the body is actually partly to do with how good this sounds. Because it's thin, I reckon that's why it sounds quite a nice bright guitar. If they're heavy, I always think they sound a bit more dense and a bit more, slightly more dead. But this is a really, really light guitar. And it's really thin and it feels sort of almost insubstantial. And I think that's probably a lot to do with the sound of it. So it has that inherent sort of brightness to it. So yeah, Jack, I think it's the mini buckers that make it, and the weight of the guitar. This is the only one I have that feels and sounds like a sounds again like a fat telly. that's got a twang. Better watch that, break the neck off. So yeah, that's the general sounds of it. As I say, the and the back pickup, get the tone down to 2, and you can get something really sort of fat out of it with still loads of brightness. The one trouble I got at the moment is the fact that it does tend to go out of tune a little bit. I think I need to change that string. I think the E string's a bad one and keeps unraveling. So I have to keep tuning it up. Well, I don't think that's the guitar's fault. I think I have a bad string. Every time I give it a sort of a nudge, it sort of goes flat again. So it's one of those ones I think it's just unraveling very slowly. EVH, yeah. That's coming. Yeah, thanks, Russ. No worries. It's my pleasure. I will keep doing them until no one watches. And then I'll probably keep doing them, to be fair. Right, I'm going to leave it there. Unless anyone has any questions. This is as I say, it's really quite nice in terms of it. Just all of the sounds on it seem really good. What I will do is at some point is I will change that, like all my other Gibsons, to the point where I can have a separate volume and tone control for all the pickups rather than have a separate one. Oh right, okay, Ollie, I will get in touch with that. The main reason I've had trouble with it is because it's got plastic black covers, which were a thing in the early 70s with the Gibsons, and they're not like I think the black plastic is part of the pickup rather than a cover. You can't get the cover off very easily. Yeah, that's a pretty nice sound as far as I'm concerned. Right, I'm going to play it. See, that E has gone flat again. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to change that. Never mind. That'll give me something to do during our lockdown. Right, I will probably be back tomorrow with something kind of AC/DC, or who knows? Maybe not. Maybe. Let's find out. There you go. I think it can AC/DC along there. And so on. Yes, I think so. Right. Let's play out with some more of those backing tracks, some elevated jam tracks. This one is called a Deep Rock Ballad, guitar backing track in B minor. B minor sounds like a nice key for a deep rock ballad backing track. Right, let's play out. Thanks for listening, guys. Sam, Russ, Ollie, Charlotte, Sheila, and names, and it's and Russ, and so everybody, Ruth, Jenna, and Jin, and Valerie, my mum. Yeah. Off we go then. So yeah, thanks again. Listen to Ron's 42 Guitars of Doom. And I will see you tomorrow with a different guitar, I hope. Well, it will. It will be a different guitar, so I hope I'll be back. Right. Thanks, guys. I'll play it out with my lovely deep rock ballad. Before I carry on with that, I will Charles just reminded me we are doing our acoustic gig tonight at 8:30. So definitely tune in for that. There'll be some more banter, acoustic stuff, and probably Craig, the flamingo, will be joining in. Hopefully I'll see you tonight. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, come and see us on our acoustic show tonight, 8:30. We'll be running some lovely acoustic tracks. See you later.